We need to talk.
Starting off at the gym is difficult. It's hard. It's nerve-wracking. But why? Is it the emotional boundaries? Is it an unfamiliar environment? Is it just the fact that you don't know how to do any of the exercises? But let's say you know how to do the exercises. How on earth do you structure a workout? Sets, reps, rest, endurance, strength. Which program do you do? I would like to start this off by saying that not every program is going to work for you. Not every set or rep or range of exercises is going to fit you as a person. There is no such thing as the best workout style or program, because although it might suit one person best, it could affect another person in a completely different way. Before starting your workout, you need to have a certain goal. Many people go to the gym or workout as an energy outlet, for fun, or to simply just make them happy. But having goals is necessary. Do you want to get stronger? Do you want to get leaner? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to compete in bodybuilding? We need to be specific. This means that you can focus on achieving one goal at a time. You may have a few goals. For example, there's this thing called body recomposition, where your two goals are to lose fat and to gain muscle at the same time. By focusing in on one of these goals, you're able to achieve the other. The more focused you are at training for a particular goal, the more progress you will make in that particular area. However, if you have a few goals, you will still progress at them, but perhaps at a slower rate. When going to the gym, most workouts have the basic structure of a warm-up, then you have your main workout or resistance training along with your core and cardio, and at the end you have your cool down. This is what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. You can apply this structure to almost any style of workout, any style of training, but in the gym, this is what I would suggest. First of all, you have your warm-up. This is about 10 minutes moving through some dynamic stretching and on the cardio machines such as the rower, CrossFit trainer, or treadmill. Then you have the main chunk of your workout. This includes resistance exercises and the machines. At the end, we have the cool down. This includes some static stretching and some normal paced walking to bring down your elevated heart rate and blood pressure and prevents injury. Please, please, please do a cool down. It's a pain, I know, but your body will thank you for it. I know there's a lot to look at in this table. Let me break it down. Lifting heavy means strength, hypertrophy means to build a muscle, and endurance means to get fitter. Listen, I know my explanations aren't perfect, so please don't come at me. This is just how I differentiate them when I'm trying to work out my set, rep, and rest range for my exercises. So how many sets and reps do you do? Reps. This is the number of times you complete the exercise before taking a rest or break. Set is a group of repetitions, reps. The optimal amount of sets and reps depends on the type of training that you are doing. For example, on a strength or heavy lifting day, you're performing low reps at a high weight. You then have a large amount of rest. To cater for this rest, we perform more sets, 5 to 8. On the very other side of the spectrum, we have endurance training. You perform an exercise with very high reps with a very low to no weight. This elevates your heart rate, and to keep it at this point, we only have limited rest. But to balance it out, we only do it for a few sets, 2 to 3. In the middle of the spectrum, we have this thing called hypertrophy. This, by definition, is the enlargement of an organ or tissue from the increase in size of its cells. Basically, it grows your muscles. Over time. I want none of this business where you said you did one session, your bum isn't 4 times larger. And on that point, I don't want anyone saying that they're scared to get bulky or train their arms or a body part that they don't want to be big. Because by the same token that your legs didn't grow in one session, your arms aren't going to either. It takes huge amounts of time and effort. On a hypertrophy day, which seems to be the most common in gyms, you are performing an exercise at a moderate weight for 6 to 12 reps, and your rest will be about 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And because both your reps and rest are in the middle of the spectrum, so are your sets. So we will do 2 to 6 sets. For example, you do 4 sets of 10 bicep curls. This is what we call the sweet spot. Now, rest times. I've just previously touched on it, but these are extremely important. The amount of rest completely depends on the type of effect that you want the workout to have on your body. On an endurance training day where you're trying to force your body to work even though it is slightly fatigued, less rest is required. So 15 seconds to 45 seconds between sets or exercises. For example, you have 30 minutes to get a workout in and you want to feel energized and sweat a little bit. So for the main part of your workout, you perform 5 exercises. Each exercise has 4 sets. You perform the exercise for 30 seconds full out and then have a 30-second break. On the other hand, heavyweight workouts, when we're focusing on 1 or 2 bigger lifts, more rest will be required, depending on the intensity of the weight on your body. For example, you're doing some squats. You're doing a heavy weight relative to your ability and your body weight. Rest for about 1.5 minutes before going into the next set. Okay, but now how does this apply to you? Everyone's schedules are different. Everyone's lives and routines are different, and they're filled with a multitude of different factors that need to be taken into consideration. But when starting off, obviously depending on what your goal is, I would suggest training 3 times a week with a rest day in between each muscle group. For example, Monday legs, Wednesday push, Friday pull. Or as another example, Tuesday lower body, Wednesday upper body, and Friday full body, etc, etc, etc. There's so many different workout splits that you can try and see which suits you. Regardless if your goal is towards a specific muscle group or not, training all parts of your body is essential for improving the health of your bones, connective tissue, and muscles. If we choose to ignore certain body parts, not only do our muscles become weaker, but our body also responds to this in some pretty scary ways. For one, our skeletal system. If a muscle starts to grow weak, it affects our natural movement, balance, coordination, and posture. When our posture is thrown off, this can lead to further imbalances in the body that can lead to even more problems. Also, if we overwork the area that we are focused on, this can lead to overtraining, which will result in injury. It can also lead to fatigue, poor recovery, a decline in performance, and just overall soreness. As well as resistance training, studies show that cardio, a mixture of the two, will improve your overall health and help you achieve your goals. There was a meta-analysis in 2016 that stated, we recommend exercise programs that involve aerobic and resistance exercise at least 3 times per week. Aerobic exercise helps to boost your overall fitness by conditioning your heart and your lungs. Your heart is the most important muscle in your body and needs regular workouts to stay healthy. The American College of Sports Medicine, ACSM, defines aerobic exercise as any activity that uses large muscle groups, can be maintained continuously, and is rhythmic in nature. For example, running, cycling, and swimming. Various studies have been published that prove the advantages of aerobic exercise in reversing and preventing cardiovascular disease. On the other hand, anaerobic strength training can increase your overall strength, define or tone your muscles, and boost your bone density. Anaerobic exercise has been defined by the ACSM as intense physical activity of very short duration, fueled by the energy sources within the contracting muscles and independent of the use of inhaled oxygen as an energy source. The combination of these two strengthen both your cardiovascular system and your spine, muscle, and nervous system. According to the Canadian Society for Exercise Physiology, people between the age of 18 and 64 should be getting 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity aerobic exercise per week, along with muscle and bone strengthening activities at least 2 days out of the week. Taking this into consideration when beginning your journey, results are most likely going to come slow, especially if you're trying to achieve them in an unsustainable way. For example, training every single day for the first week and then for the second week only training once. Not only will you become more prone to injury, but your routine will completely lack consistency, balance, and your sessions will be very unsustainable. Okay, so the takeaways from this. 1. Not every program is going to suit you or your lifestyle. Whichever you choose or create will have the basic structure of a warm-up, main workout, and cool down. Before your training sessions, you should ask yourself, do I have any specific goals? Am I working towards anything? And if you do, work towards them, not against them. According to these goals, you perform specific kinds of exercises, and these exercises will have particular rep, sets, and rest ranges. However, regardless of your goal, aerobic and resistance training should find a place in your routine for overall health benefits. Furthermore, by incorporating 3 sessions per week, you are more likely to achieve your goals sustainably, and therefore this will lead to sustainable results. And after all, that's all we want. Yes, we enjoy the process and the journeys and the ups and downs, and they build us as people, as human beings. But in the end, we want those results. And I'm sure with some of this advice, you will get them. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment on what fitness content you would like to see next. That's me signing out. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Right, try that again. Try that again.